When looking at a cast of characters in an anime, some people just make a bigger impression. You often have the loud character or the big guy. You know, those guys that you typically would expect to explode in a flurry to save their friends. However, today's list is not about those people. To be honest, I'm a bit more partial to the calmer characters on the side of the spectrum. After all, they make good candidates for today's list, which is going to be about some top moments of a calm character just snapping and raising hell. To shake things up a little bit though, I'm not limiting this list to the full introverted characters. I also want to feature some extroverted or outgoing protagonists who may not be as loud as their mentioned counterparts. Consider this a spiritual successor to the top rage moments, or a retake if you're new to the channel and haven't seen those videos yet. If you fall in the latter especially, I'd like to ask you a little favor and to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Now, let's begin. Levi's no Eren, that's for sure, and I don't even think that I'll be able to remain composed considering all the things he's been through in the whole of Attack on Titan. However, when he gets into the zone of raging fury, there's little anyone can do to stop Levi. He's got several of these moments, but I'd like to feature the OVA moment because it's one of those early instances and it's something that fewer people might know about. After all, I'm sure everyone and their children already know about him going ham on the Beast Titan. Seriously though, this moment from the OVA is more emotional than anything. You can just feel the power in the scene, and it further exemplifies the things that Levi had to endure to mold him into the strongest soldier that we know and love. Losing friends is never easy, but hearing Levi scream and the pure emotion being channeled in this scene gave me the chills.
Yo, Roy.
所詮人間混乱してろ。
Talking about Levi really reminded me of Roy Mustang. It must be the similarities in backgrounds, but I think they had comparable rage moments where they just go to town against their enemies. However, I'd say that amongst the many scenes of Mustang kicking Homunculus' ass, the execution of Envy is by far the angriest he's ever been. Poor Envy didn't even get to finish his gloating before Mustang appears and incinerates him. People call this a fight, but as I've said in the numerous times I've talked about this before, it's not one. It's truly no contest really, and we see that even a Homunculus' power is useless in the face of repeated, unadulterated violence from an angry Mustang. Yeah, you could argue that in some way Mustang's scene may not be as emotional as Levi's, but in terms of the destruction that happened, I dare to say that this one's more impressive. Okay, how about we move to main characters now then? Gon comes to mind. You all know what I'm talking about. Who could forget this iconic moment when Gon fights Beatle and taps into his inner abyss, showing that way past the friendly and outgoing facade of Gon, there lies a darkness that he'd kept hidden for so long. It's truly a horrific yet cathartic moment to see Gon finally access this side of him. And it's pretty cool because unlike Levi or Mustang's moments, you can still see an unsettling calmness in Gon's scene despite him falling completely into nihilism. There's a sense of controlled frenzy, if that's the best way to describe it, and because of that, the moment's found its way into many people's top Hunter moments. Before we move on to the next moment, I'd like to take time to thank our sponsors for today's video, ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN is the #1 VPN service that allows you to access the internet like never before. That includes being able to watch all of those shows legally, even if you're not in the supported region, because we all know that region locks can be such a pain. Yes, even in other countries with tighter measures on internet, ExpressVPN has been my #1 partner and friend, one of the things preventing me from having one of those aforementioned rage moments of my own out of frustration. I've used ExpressVPN to rewatch Attack on Titan recently, and let me just say that it boasts one of the most simplest interfaces that I've ever seen for a VPN. Just turn on this bad boy and select the United States server, connect, and enjoy some Titan slaying goodness. I also want to add that ExpressVPN proudly presents top-tier protection for your data. This way, you can browse the internet without worry, despite the growing worries on cybersecurity these days, and I would love you to join the fun. So don't forget to click on the link in the description box or go to expressvpn.com/ViniiTube to get started on a new, safer internet life for you. Now, let's head back to the video. Jujutsu Kaisen's storied run has come to an end, but not before it gave us an amazing arc to cap things off. What I like about Jujutsu Kaisen is that throughout its run, it got the chance to show us some key moments from the main characters. Everyone knows Gojo and his moments, but it really feels like one got left behind as Jujutsu Kaisen wrapped up a couple of months ago. Megumi's moment came in at episode 23 when he finally leaves his comfort zone in the battle against the curse, pushing himself past his limits with his all-new domain expansion, Chimera's Shadow Garden. And I'm not sure about you, but I feel like it's a surreal sight to see Megumi pull off such a dark and ominous looking ability while bleeding with that crazed face on. Everything from visuals to the voice acting came together to make this a scene to remember. It came late in the show's run, but Jujutsu Kaisen really gave us a finale to remember for its first season. This one hurt when I first saw it. Dororo seemed to be a standard fantasy demon hunting series with a nifty premise, but I think the one moment which sets it apart from the lot came pretty early on. I'm talking about episode 6, when we get to see the full glory of a raging Kyakimaru who just tears through everyone in his sight. It's a level of violence and anger that I didn't think I'd find in this show at first, but Kyakimaru makes a whole show out of the bloodbath that happens in that episode. Remembering the scene there really reminds me of the Levi moment that I talked about, but there's something just so much more unsettling with how Dororo did it. Maybe because the violence was done not against monsters or demons, but people. Or maybe because of how much more graphic it was. Anyway, this is the very scene that showed everyone that despite his quiet and reserved nature, Kyakimaru is something you wouldn't want to trifle with. In a callback to Gon's moment, we have another protagonist embracing the emptiness within. It's Mob with his question mark percentage form. Among the whole gallery of Mob's forms that tie to his emotions lies the deep depths of the question mark form, an enormous power that represents the strength that he repressed in order to appear normal. This is by far the most terrifying form of Mob, no questions asked. From the whitened eyes, the wildly flaring hair, to the evil-looking aura. Now, imagine if you were some unfortunate slob like Teruki. If seeing that form out of someone you've just been beating up moments ago doesn't give you the creeps, I don't know what will. The look on Teruki's face after seeing the frankly terrifying Mob face says it all. This new form of Mob literally beats the clothes and hair out of the Kokiteru, although I won't say that he didn't deserve it. In each of its subsequent appearances, this form's unloaded, unadulterated destruction on all that dared oppose it, and you'll quickly understand why the calm and unimposing Mob would prefer tucking this form away for good. It's something that you should all look out for if you're someone getting into Mob Psycho. The fight, you know? As I close the list, I'm always on the lookout for scenes like the ones I just mentioned, so I'd love to hear your suggestions on other scenes that I can take a look at. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the thumbs up, and you're free to check out what the channel has to offer. In addition to the membership options and the Patreon, which I'll be linking in the description box, you can also check out my other channel, ViniiTube Kai. ViniiTube Kai is my second channel, and it's more focused on video essays and analysis videos, so if you also want to have a dose of those, especially videos on popular series, then make sure you check it out. Don't forget to check out our sponsors of this video, ExpressVPN. Bypass all those pesky region locks and even browse sites not available in your region with the ever-trusty ExpressVPN now. That's it for today. I hope that I can see you next time. See ya!